in Wales, and I'm going to give you basically a bit of an update with the ST. It looks a lot different, and we're going to talk you around all the differences and things we've made to the car, and what 2-year ownership of having the car looks like and has been. So we're going to tell you all of that. Hopefully the weather's going to get better, we're going to get some nice drier roads. But yeah, the scenery, I mean, is just amazing. Keep watching the rest of the video and we'll hopefully show you around some more drier roads and the rest of this video. It is that Shell life. We are in Shell in Wales somewhere, really quite close to Anglesey actually, we're nearly there. So we are in the Team ST Power, and yeah, we're doing obviously Anglesey track day on Monday. It's currently Saturday, and we're on our way to our Airbnb house, or cottage actually, which is really close to the circuit. Actually, it looks awesome. So yeah, we're on our way there. Enjoy the rest of the video and the journey and the picturesque views, and we'll enjoy the track action and whatnot, and we'll see you again soon. So yeah, we've now owned this car for 2 years, or just over 2 years now. Obviously we've been around Wales. This car in an environment like that is absolutely epic, and I want to tell you and talk to you a bit more about the kind of ownership of the car. The car, I've always said, and I said from the start, is a reasonably highly hard sprung car. We've obviously done the IBAC Pro Spring kit as well, which lowers it by 35mm, retains the factory warranty as well, which is really good. So you know, that's not a problem and not an issue. Obviously we've changed so many things with this car, so obviously the warranties you know, null and void anyway. So running through some of the modifications on the car, we've obviously modified this car reasonably heavily. Now it's obviously still not, you know, super modified, but it has a Revo Stage 2, the newest Revo Stage 2 software on the car. It has these IBAC Pro Spring kit suspension parts on it as well. We've also got the upper and lower hard intake kit, Stage 2 AirTech intake kit, as well as the Stage 2 intercooler from AirTech. We've also got the whole car on a set of 20mm spacers all round, so it's really widened the track and made the car handle even nicer. Despite what some people will say, actually they're quite safe to use, as long as you keep and make sure the torque you know, on the nuts are obviously adequate. Absolutely, we've had no trouble with it, and we've had this car in the most harshest of environments, and that's multiple track days, you know, heating and contracting, expanding of the, you know, the metal surfaces, and there's been absolutely no problem. To note that they are an IBAC kit, so they're a very good you know, kit, hub kit to go for, spacer kit to go for. So we're not buying some real cheap generic brand from eBay or, you know, wherever you get them from, and in my opinion I wouldn't do that anyway. I'd only buy really quality bits. So other than that, obviously we've also got the big brake kit, which I'll show you and you'll see on your screen now. Big brake kit from Yellow Speed Racing. They came with the floating discs, so a little bit lightweight, and also allow for movement and again heat, contraction and expansion from the little kind of grommets that you have on a floating disc. So some benefits. We've had no negatives from that kit in terms of going for a floated option. They obviously do cost quite a bit more if you go for the floated option, and we've also got the we went with the race pads, which for a car this weight, which is not really that heavy, just under, you know, 1200 kilograms, or around 1200 kilograms, one hard track day with that at Snetterton, and those race pads were expired. However, I've had this exact same 330mm 6-pot caliper set on my Civic Type R, which is about 150 kilograms lighter than this car, and I had the race pads on there, and they actually lasted a whole race season, so included a couple of test days. So it just shows you the negative effect of how weight can absolutely kill brakes. and even effect handling, obviously, as most people would probably know anyway. So the brake kit's unbelievable, absolutely must buy for a car that's, you know, up near the 240, 250 horsepower range, which ours now is. We've now gone with the Padgett RS29 pads, which are absolutely amazing, despite what some people will say. Absolutely fine for road use. It's a cold day now, and I'm pressing the brakes, and you'll probably see the car absolutely, you know, pulls itself to a halt from stone cold. So this is knowledge that we're basically telling you now. We've lived with a set of Padgett for over a year, and I've just replaced them after doing about 20 track days in this car, and basically gone for the same again. RS29 pads are absolutely amazing, both on you know, on track and also just on normal road areas, and when you're out and about on the street, you need them to work from cold. We've had them, you know, in 0-degree temperatures, and they bite and obviously operate perfectly from cold, so don't worry about that. Moving on to some other things, obviously tyres. We've done some amazing things with this car and gone to loads of different tracks. We went from the standard tyres, which are a decent out of the factory, and we've gone with definitely something which is better, and we now then went to a Nankan NS2R, which is a really good all-round tyre, which we really rate highly. However, we have just changed from the NS2Rs, which is a really good street tyre stroke track tyre, and we wanted to go even more extreme because the limits of this car now definitely felt like it was this tyres. The chassis is capable of, you know, a little bit more. Admittedly, we haven't got a diff. We could probably go with a diff, and that would be even better. But we went with the Kumo V70As in a medium compound. You can go hard, but we went medium, so we've gone quite extreme. And categorically, there is no two ways of a doubt, these tyres are better. So we're going to have a track test later this year, and we're going to see how much better they are. So obviously our best was a low 223 around the 300 circuit in Snetterton, and a best of a 128 flat in on the 200 circuit. We also did the Anglesey circuit, which you will see again from the footage, and did an absolutely stonking 1 minute 23 flat around that circuit. Absolutely amazing. So basically, again, going on to the 2-year ownership of this car, it has been amazing. If you want, or you're considering an ST Fiesta of this generation before these new generation come out and potentially, you know, kill it with the 3-cylinder motor, I don't know, it might be good. I'm obviously going to be driving that for the channel later this year anyway as well, so I'll be intrigued to see what it feels like in comparison to this car. But this Fiesta ST for me is a car that will never be forgotten. It is a classic, a future classic. The car has been absolutely robust, reliable, and so much fun. To the point, it's really weird. Anyone who will know me knows that I have been considering another car to replace this with. I own about 5 cars anyway, all of which are kind of hot hatches or something very sporty, I started to think about considering to sell this car. The more I drive it, when I haven't driven it for a little while and I go back out on it, the more it makes me think it'd be one of these cars I'd literally cry. I think if I got rid of it, I'd be devastated. And the reason why is I know other people that have owned these and they go, it's all right, it's not, you know, it's all right. I don't see what why you say that. Now, the reason why I probably say it is because I use this car how it should be used, and I drive it how it should be driven, and that's absolutely on the limit. Traction control off, round tracks, you know, doing masses of track days in a year. Now, if you do that, then you'll see, and if you've driven other cars, how good the chassis is on this car, and how good a fun, playful car this is. How you can kind of really turn that front in, rotate the rear, and it's like nothing else. I've said this from the start, and when I owned it, it reminds me of a little race car, and it's that for that reason that it basically punches so far above its weight. again, the times that this car is doing on street tyres with a reasonable basic setup, with the stock turbo, it basically does the kind of times that a very well driven current gen hot hatch would do around circuits. Now, I done a 123. It's the first time I've ever been around that Anglesey coastal circuit. I've never been around there before. I reckon we could easily cut 1 or 2 seconds off that. Now, those kind of times that I'm talking about, you're talking about a Golf R, so a 300 horsepower Golf R. So I'm not being funny. This car 100% categorically punches well above its weight, and it you know, when you put the bits on that we've put on, which is not too much really, you can kind of keep up with and bully hot hatches, current gen hot hatches, some of the best current gen hot hatches. That's how good this car is, and for that reason, for how robust and amazing this has been and how fun this has been, that is categorically why I love this car and why I'd recommend it to anyone. What a car it's been. I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe if you don't already, and we'll see you again on the next one. Take care and goodbye.